What if everything you've been through, every loss, every closed door, every night you cried yourself to sleep wondering if things would ever change, what if none of it was punishment? What if all of it was preparation? Stay with me. Because what I'm about to share with you might be the most important thing you hear today. There's a feeling. You know the one. It's hard to put into words, but it's there. It's that quiet, strange sense that something is different. Not in the world around you, at least not yet, but somewhere deep inside you. Like the air has shifted. Like you're standing in the final seconds before a storm breaks, except for the first time in a long time, you're not afraid of the lightning. You're not bracing yourself. You're not running for cover. You're standing there. Still. Ready. And here's what I want you to know, that feeling is not your imagination. That feeling is not you getting your hopes up again only to be disappointed. That feeling is your soul recognizing something. It's your soul saying, this is it. This is the moment everything changes. But before we get there, I need to take you back. Because this story didn't start today. Think about who you were a year ago. 2 years ago. 5 years ago. Think about the weight you were carrying. The relationships that were draining you. The dreams you had quietly folded up and tucked away because life kept telling you they were too big, too unrealistic, too much. Think about how many mornings you woke up and just pushed through. Not because you felt hopeful, but because you didn't know what else to do. You stayed in situations longer than you should have. You kept people in your life who didn't deserve a place there. You kept apologizing for wanting more. You kept making yourself smaller, not because small felt good, but because you had convinced yourself that small was safe. And the painful part? The really painful part? Some things didn't just fade away. Some things were taken. People left. Doors closed. Opportunities that you had counted on, prayed for, planned around, they disappeared. And when they did, it felt like rejection. It felt like the universe had looked at everything you wanted and said, not for you. That season was hard. I won't pretend it wasn't. Some of you are still in the middle of it. Some of you are just barely starting to crawl out of it. And if that's you, I need you to hear this next part very carefully. It wasn't rejection. It was redirection. Every single thing that left your life, every person, every plan, every door that slammed shut, was making space. Not empty space. Intentional space. Space for something that couldn't coexist with what was there before. Space for a version of your life that actually fits who you are becoming. Because here's the truth that nobody tells you when you're in the middle of the hard season. The universe wasn't saying not for you. It was saying, not yet. Not like this. Not with that version of you. The person you were back then, the one who was still carrying those wounds, still people-pleasing, still shrinking, still living by everyone else's definition of what you deserved, that person could not have received what's coming for you now. They would have sabotaged it. They would have talked themselves out of it. They would have handed it away to someone who seemed more deserving, or apologized for it, or made it smaller just to make other people comfortable. But something happened along the way. Quietly. Slowly. And then all at once. You changed. Not in a dramatic, overnight kind of way. It wasn't a single moment or a single decision. It was built out of 1,000 small ones. It was every hard conversation you finally stopped avoiding. Every boundary you finally found the courage to set. Every time you looked at your life and whispered to yourself, I deserve more than this. And then actually believed it. It was the morning you stopped waiting for someone else to validate your dreams. The day you stopped explaining yourself to people who were never going to understand. The moment you realized that the life you had been praying for wasn't going to be handed to you, it was going to be built, and you were the one who had to build it. That was the turning point. That was the alchemy. And I call it alchemy because what happened to you wasn't just growth. Growth is slow and steady. What happened to you was a transformation at the deepest level. Your foundation changed. The way you see yourself changed. The way you carry hope changed. Where there used to be panic, there is now calm. Where there used to be fear, there is now curiosity. Where your heart used to shatter at the first sign of delay, it now holds steady. It holds knowing. And now, right now, in this season of your life, something extraordinary is happening. The universe is not fixing your old life. It is not patching up what broke or rearranging the pieces of what used to be. It is doing something far more remarkable than that. It is creating something entirely new. A future that didn't exist before. A future that couldn't exist before, because it could only be built on the foundation of who you are right now, not who you used to be, not who you pretended to be, not who other people told you to be. But the real you. The true you. The you that finally stopped running. And yes, you have been running. We all have. Running from our own potential. Running from the responsibility of actually living the life we claim to want. Running from our own worthiness, as if wanting good things was somehow greedy or dangerous or setting ourselves up for heartbreak. But something shifted. You stopped running. You turned around. And for the first time, you looked directly at the bigness of what you're actually capable of, and you didn't flinch. That was the moment everything changed. Have you noticed the signs? The opportunities that seem to appear out of nowhere, from directions you never thought to look. The people who are walking into your life who feel like they already know you, like they were sent. The conversations that sound like direct answers to prayers you prayed alone in the quiet of your own room. The doors that are opening, not because you forced them, not because you manipulated your way through, but because you were finally ready to walk through them. That is not coincidence. That is not luck. That is orchestration. The universe has been moving pieces into position with a precision that no human plan could ever design. And it is moving faster now because you finally got out of your own way. You stopped trying to control every detail of how the blessing arrives and started trusting that the arrival itself is the miracle. Here is the part that might make you cry, and I hope it does, because some things deserve tears. The new future isn't something you have to chase. It has been chasing you. It has been following you through every hard season, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt. It has been waiting, patiently, faithfully, for you to be ready. And now that you are ready, now that you have finally turned around and stopped apologizing for wanting it, it can reach you. And you know what the most beautiful sign of all is? You're not scared anymore. You're not waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're not scanning the horizon for what could go wrong. You're not bracing yourself for the blessing to be taken away before you can fully hold it. You are simply open, soft, receptive, ready to receive without the white-knuckled grip of someone who doesn't believe they deserve it. That openness, that peace, that is the final sign that the shift is real. Because you cannot receive a new future while you are still fighting your way through the old one. And you have let go. Fully. Finally. Completely. So here is where I leave you. Not with instructions. Not with a 5-step plan. Just with this truth, spoken as plainly as I know how. Everything you lost was clearing the path. Everything that hurt was building your strength. Everything that made you wait was making you ready. And the life that is unfolding in front of you right now, the one that is already in motion, already moving toward you, it is not too good to be true. It is simply true. You prayed for it. You worked for it. You survived everything that tried to stop you from reaching it. And now it's here. A new future is being created for you. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. And you, exactly as you are, right here in this moment, you are ready to receive it.